Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to show you guys how to make insane ethnic samples, something kind of like CuBeatz, but I want to show you guys some new ways of making samples like that, because like the CuBeatz tutorials became kind of cringe. So in this video I want to show you guys some new ways of making insane samples in 2021. And as always, before we get started, make sure to go tap in with me on social media. Give me a follow at Envyral, but let's lock in. All right, so this is the sample that I'm going to break down in this video. I already know most in the comments are gonna be like, this doesn't sound like CuBeatz, bro. So to accommodate the group of people with a juice deficiency, I'm gonna just do a quick tutorial on the CuBeatz classic sound. All right, I got FL keys open. So you just wanna use the secret CuBeatz scale and make a little quick melody. All right, now we're gonna put that in the mixer, and I'm gonna show you guys a secret VST that CuBeatz uses. You guys just gotta keep this on the low though. So to get that crazy CuBeatz effect, you wanna get RC20, and actually you wanna get the noise like up to 89%, and then the wobble, you wanna make it actually 100%. Cause like through that modulation, that makes it sound vintage. That's hard. But back to the actual juice. This is actually a flipped version of the actual sample. The actual original version sounds like this. Trapping in the Sahara desert type vibes, like cooking up in the pyramids of Giza type. For these kind of melodies, it's all about like layering. So the main instrument that I started with is this mallet from M1. What I like about this preset is it has like kind of like a string instrument and a mallet layered. Just with one instrument, I'm already getting like a crazy texture out of it. But the chord progression I'm playing is actually very simple. It's literally C major, and then C sharp major, and then B minor. So it goes like... This is gonna surprise a lot of people that try to make CuBeatz samples and think you always gotta use a minor scale and minor chords. Major chords can be as scary and epic as minor chords. You just gotta find the right colors to use for it. To make these chords more exotic and epic sounding, I'm adding this top melody in here. I'm just using like a really ethnic scale up top. So then I put halftime on this, which really transformed the melody. As you can see, I dragged the band down to kind of let some of the original signal pass through, and that kind of lets the original rhythm pass through more. That gives it like a crazy groove, like do. Also, as you can see, the BPM is at 93, which is like a really weird BPM to make a slime melody at. But I kind of knew that I wanted to flip this melody later, so I wasn't even worried about that. That's kind of a good thing to do. Like if you make a melody at a weird BPM and then flip it into a regular BPM later, it's going to create a bunch of cool artifacts that you can't achieve any other way, because that's going to let you play really cool rhythms at this weird BPM. So next I wanted to add a main melody, so I added this guitar from Contact. And then I put this Portal preset on there called Picked Animator. So with a lot of my samples, I like to put high textures in there to kind of make it airy, like give it a lot of like color up top. And for that, I added this pad from Hybrid called Introspective. As As you can see, it's mostly single notes, but then I play some intervals like over here. That gives the melody like really cool motion. The notes are always moving, they're not really stagnant. The best way to use pads, in my opinion, is just to play really simple patterns with them, because if you play chords with it, it can sound really muddy. So that's why I just played really simple intervals. So then this is where the melody gets crazy, because I added a bunch of textures, bongos, and then like a couple accents. And this is what separates an average melody from a crazy one, because adding textures really makes your melody sound full and realistic. These are elements you don't realize are there until it's taken away and it sounds really like empty. So the first thing that I added is this bongo. So I put some saturation on here to kind of make the higher end stand out more. And then I put a lot of delay. I put an ambient plate reverb to make it really in the background. And then I put some pancake to make it pan around your ears. And then most importantly, I EQ'd it out to only leave the high end in there. As you can see, you don't even notice that it's there, but it adds a lot of flavor in there. Same with these other accents that I added. And then this sound. That just adds really cool ear candy elements that like no one's gonna know unless they're listening for it. So it's a good like surprise for the listeners. So then with most of my melodies, I like to have a B section with a totally different melody. And for that, I added this bell tone one shot. I think it's from a Based One kit. Shout out Based One. But once again, I played this really exotic pattern with it. And then for the effects, I put Portal on this shift and blur preset, which made it really go crazy because it adds this weird delay effect in there. For the arrangement, as you can see, I'm doing mix and match and just trying to get different combinations of sounds in there. So then for the final section, I actually made this cool guitar texture. I just took the original guitar and turned the Portal wetness to 100% and just exported that out into a new texture. I just kind of EQ'd it out, and I also put Meta Filter on here to just make it more wavy. And then finally, I just left these two instruments to play together for the closing pattern. So then lastly, the most important part was actually flipping it, so I just rendered out the original. So what I did is I put this in a new mixer track, and I put Sound Shifter on here, which basically just transposes the sample, and I pitched it up by 5 semitones, and then I put halftime on here to flip it and chop it up on this 2-bar setting, and then I brought this bottom band up a little bit to kind of let the original sample kind of pass through. And finally, to make the sample more saturated and warm, I added J37. Also added just a tiny bit of noise to kind of make it feel more vintage. I also sped it up from 93 to 122, just kind of put it back in that regular time, and this is the final sample you get. That just makes it sound so crazy, and also like you can hear the kind of subtle textures really get washed up, and it introduces a lot of cool artifacts with that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did for this sample. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys learned some new ways to make crazy samples. As always, don't forget to run up this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. But that's pretty much it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.